Hey Fae folk, welcome back to another doll ranking video. Today I'm very excited because I'm going to be ranking dolls from a brand that I have not done a ranking for before, and that is the Magic Mixies Pixlings. If you have seen any videos on this channel before where I've even briefly mentioned the Pixlings, you probably are very well aware that I love this brand. I think that they're very cute. I totally understand the packaging complaints, but when we are looking at it from purely a design standpoint, I'm obsessed with these little things, okay? I think they're so cute, and the Pixlings have finally released enough dolls to where I feel like I can justify doing a ranking of them. Fingers crossed this won't be the only time. I hope they continue releasing dolls for quite a while, and I get to update this ranking pretty frequently. But yeah, for now, we're just gonna be looking at the catalog so far, all of the Pixlings that have been released, or at least all of the ones that we have stock photos for. There are some that I don't know if they're available for purchase just yet, just because some of the later ones I don't plan on buying, so I haven't really kept up on whether they're currently available or not. But yeah, we're going to be ranking any Pixling that I could find a stock photo for, and I'm really excited. I feel optimistic about this one. I know a lot of the time, just in general, I am kind of a more critical person when it comes to doll designs. I have very high standards for what I personally like and enjoy, and so a lot of my ranking videos tend to be mediocre towards a little bit negative, but I really have high hopes that maybe that won't be the case this time. So we're going to find out. Regardless of what my opinions end up being, though, they are just my opinions. You're absolutely free to disagree. Just do please be polite about it if you feel the need to express that. But yeah, let's go ahead and just jump on into this ranking. I am really excited. Alrighty, so as with all of my rankings on this channel, we are going to be using Procreate, and the tiers that I have today are Pixeling Perfect because obviously I had to. It was right there, okay? It was right there. I had to. The other ones are kind of just boring. Then we have Good, Just Okay, I Feel Nothing, No, and Burn It. So we are going to be starting out with Dearly from the original release of the Pixlings, and I do have this one. She is super cute. Everything about her, I'm literally on the first doll and I'm already recognizing I'm going to run out of good words to use for these dolls because they just genuinely take my breath away. Obviously everyone has their own thoughts and feelings, and I understand the Pixlings are not for everybody. If you hate it, that's chill. I just think these suckers are so stupidly cute for absolutely no reason. I just love her. I don't know what else to say. I think that the little accents of either proper fur or molded on fur are really cute. It really does tie in that deer element. Her little antlers are precious. The faces always get me. Even on Pixlings designs that I don't really like as much, we'll obviously be getting to those, the faces are always so good for no reason. The style is just so cute. Honestly, looking at this doll, there's nothing that I can pinpoint on her that I'm I don't like this part of the design. Everything I think is super cute. So we're starting off really well with a Pixeling Perfect doll. I'm not going to say that every time. I'm so silly and punny, but I'm not going to say that every time. Next up, we have Marina, who you would think I would love because she's supposed to be sort of a mermaid, and I do love mermaids. However, she does have legs, and you can do mermaid dolls with legs. I tend to prefer them. If you're gonna give the leg option, I need a full tail option, and this doll doesn't have that. That's fine for some people, and I do still like a lot of elements for her design, but just inherently, I'm never going to be able to accept this as a mermaid themed character because she doesn't have a tail. I don't know why I'm like this. It's just how I am. That being said, I do still think she's cute. I like the colors that they chose for this. The little scales in her makeup, very cute. I am sorry about some of the pixelization. I don't think that's what I wanted. Some of the images are pixelated. There we go. That's a better way to put it. So I do apologize for that in advance. But yeah, I like the colors. I do think that the shape of her skirt is pretty good if you're going for a mermaid adjacent knee length skirt. I think they're mostly going knee length to try to highlight the fins that are molded on there. Because I feel usually you'd see a mermaid skirt for a mermaid, but also that does kind of set her apart from a lot of other mermaid dolls. So that's kind of nice. I'm just not convinced. I'm putting her in Just Okay, which feels a little bit mean, but that's how I feel. Then we have Unia, who is a very repeat character. She has gotten several dolls. I think maybe more dolls than any other character thus far in the Pixlings. And I will be upfront and say that this is definitely not my favorite iteration of Unia. I actually do have a different version of her doll, which again, we will be looking at later in the video. But yeah, I just don't think that this is my favorite version of her. She is like a pegacorn because she's got the wings. So she's not just a regular unicorn, although she does have the unicorn horn too. I do like with her that she still gets a forehead gem because all of the Pixlings have forehead gems. And it would have been really easy for them to just be like, oh, well, the horn goes there, so she doesn't get one. I like that she still gets to have that. Like, I just think that's cute. Her face is really adorable, and I do love her hair blend, the way that there's just like these lovely little stripes of different colors in her ponytail, and then they kind of like all blend together at the bottom of the ponytail. That's very, very cute. I like the skirt. I don't think I like the shirt here because the tops for most of the Pixlings are molded on. Like, that's just kind of how they are. I'm not really taking that into consideration just because it's not like only some of the dolls have that. Like, there are a couple of dolls that have non-molded on tops, but that's more the exception, not the rule. So I'm not like taking points off for that. That being said, I don't think that this kind of almost 3/4 sleeve length looks the best when it comes to molded on tops. I do think that shorter sleeves, like sleeveless, that sort of thing, tends to look better for molded on tops. I like her shoes. I think I'm going to put her in just okay as well. I think I feel about the same about her as I did with Marina. Okay, now we are cooking though. I have this one, Amber the Dragon, and I love her so, so much. She's so pretty for no reason. I'm getting too excitable. Okay, I love the skirt, like the fluffiness. It's very soft in person. I love her wings, the way they're molded on. Obviously the face, very, very cute. I like how the bangs are parted so you can like see her little forehead gem, and also how she's got kind of scale patterns all around. Like, adorable. Her downturned ears are gonna be the death of me. I swear, they're so stinking cute. I just adore her. Also, something that's really cool about her, I feel like I've talked about this fairly recently. I think maybe in my Nanana fixing video, because I like did a redesign for one of the Nanana dolls and I added ombre to the hair. Actually doing ombre in doll hair is more difficult just because of like the way that the rooting process goes and everything. It can be done, but it's definitely not an easy task, or like maybe that isn't even the right way to put it. It costs more money to do it and it isn't necessarily the easiest of tasks. So a lot of the time doll brands just like won't bother with that. But the way that they've done her hair, where they have a shorter layer of the pink and then a longer layer of this sort of like teal color, I think is really clever because it kind of gives the illusion of like a dip dye pigtail, but it's not actually dip dyed, so they don't have to like go into the cost and everything with that. Listen, I love her. You know where she's going. It's perfect. Next up, we have Faye the Fairy. I'm sure you guys aren't going to be surprised that I love her also, and I do own her. She's a fairy, and she's so, so cute. My bias towards fairies and mermaids does not always mean that I love those themes on dolls. Case in point, Marina did not get top tier, but like, come on. This is adorable. I love the like poofiness of her skirt. I do feel like this sort of, it's not exactly a bubble skirt, but it is kind of close. I do feel like it can be hard to pull off. I really only like it in certain scenarios, but it works for me with her. I do love the pops of green that she's got in her hair and then on her top. Again, kind of pixelated, so I am sorry, but she has flowers all over her face up, which is super cute. And again, it's hard to see, but she does sort of have this angle to the line of her like lower lash on her eye, which just makes it look like she's smiling really wide and really hard. And I love that. I think it's so cute that she gets to be expressive and is like so happy that her cheeks are kind of going up into her eyes. Like, it's just adorable. She has these two precious little leaves in her hair that are like little fabric pieces on the actual doll. Again, I just love her. There's just such a good energy with this doll. She's just so cute and happy, and like, maybe, I think honestly a lot of it is the expression, but I look at her and I also want to smile. So of course she is going to go into perfect. Alrighty, next up we are looking at Catelyn, who is quite obviously cat themed. And this is like, I don't know what I was thinking, because originally when this doll came out, like we first got stock photos for her, I was like, yeah, she's cute, but I don't need her. And now I'm looking at her and I'm like, why is this doll not already on my shelves? Why do I not already own her? What is going on? I have no idea what I was thinking. She's adorable. She's giving very like anime magical girl, but also a cat. Oh my God, I'm obsessed with cats. I love them so much. Like, I can't believe I even thought that I didn't need this. I'm confused by past me, but that's not the point of this video. We're focusing in on the design. The cat paws. Stop. The little bell. I do also really like how they've done these ruffle sleeves because again, we're working within like the constraint of having on a molded top. I do think that's kind of like a cute way to add a little bit of a sleeve without it looking too awkward. She's got her little cat tail. She also has spots, like how cats might have different patches of different colors. I'm getting emotional. Her skirt is all shiny and frilly and fluffy. There's genuinely no reason for me to not have this doll already. I think my one critique is that I really need these paw pads to be colored in. Not with this color and like with better skill, but I just think that would look better. That's it though. Everything else, she's adorable. I'm gonna put her in good, literally just for that because I'm ornery. But that's still, she's so cute and now I want her. All right, now we have our first look at a repeat character because I didn't put these in like release order. So this is another version of Faye the Fairy. This is her Shimmerverse version, and I gotta say I just like this infinitely less. I'm so sorry. I think they leaned too heavily into the shimmer and like I'm not getting fairy as much. I will say I think the molded on crystals on her ear, that's a really fun touch because it's kind of like an earring, but like an organic earring. That's a vibe. I don't like that her forehead crystal changed. The makeup change, you know, I think that's pretty normal, but like the forehead crystal feels like it should be kind of an integral part of her design. And she's got crystals in her hair, crystal wings now, a crystalline molded on top that honestly I don't think looks very good. The printed on crystallized skirt that like genuinely just doesn't have shape or charm or anything. This one's a miss for me. This one, I'm sad because I liked the original Faye like so much. I think she was so cutie patootie. But this one, like, if you didn't label it as Faye, I would never think this is the same character. And I also just think that it's a very weak design. I I do still like the hair. I like the makeup for her still, and I do like the ears a lot. I think that's a really fun way to incorporate the kind of crystallization. So that's going to save her from bottom tier, but unfortunately she has to go into no. Next up, we are looking at the Shimmerverse version of Marina, who again is like not giving mermaid, and honestly, she's giving less mermaid than she was before. This one is meant to be like wintry mermaid, and I'm getting winter. I'm struggling with the mermaid part. Like I know she's got fins, scale pattern on her skirt, and she still has like the fin shaped ears, and she still has the fins on her legs, but like her original design already, I think, wasn't reading particularly mermaid to me. And this design even less so. Like, again, I'm getting a lot of the winter, and I think the winter is really cute. I'm just confused a little bit. Also, it's really hard for me because these I think are supposed to be like strands of pearls with like little bigger pearls, or maybe it's supposed to be a reference to like rope with knots. But it honestly, like from here, kind of looks like bones. Like it kind of looks like arm bones, like a cartoon skeleton. And that's not fitting with the vibe here. Like that's for Monster High. Or even if they did like a monstrous pixeling, I think that could be cool. But the vibe is just not fitting. I love her pigtails though. I think the pigtails are super cute. And honestly, I do think that the skirt is kind of fun the way that they've done this. I just am having trouble with the concept. I don't feel nothing. That's the thing. I clearly have a lot of feelings, so I can't put her there. I don't want to put her in no, but I feel like I have to. Then we have Fiona the Phoenix, who is another pixeling that I do have in my personal collection, and I love her. This was the first pixeling to get pants, which I think is really fun to see them like playing with silhouettes and giving these dolls different things other than just like skirts all the time. I also really like her hairstyle with like these little bits of hair and the colored bands there. I think that's really cute to have those face framing pieces. The face is a total vibe. The sun being her like gem, like it's like kind of a sunburst shape. That's so clever for a phoenix. I love it. I love it so much. The feathers that are kind of like at her waist. Everything about her is just so fun and so pretty. Sorry, I was just realizing I was like looking at the top and I was like, we're kind of backwards this video because a lot of the time the very, very pink characters tend to like not be my favorite for a lot of rankings, but we're ranking real high with the pink characters this time because Fiona's also going into perfect. Okay, now we have Tiggs, who is another like cat adjacent character. She's obviously like tiger related. I did talk about her quite recently because this is one of their newest releases, and the thing that is bothering me is the tail being purple. I know that's petty, but the rest of her skin slash fur is all orange, like this very pale orange, even her ears. It's orange. One of y'all did say that you bought her and were like planning on painting the tail, and then it didn't bother you as much in person. I don't know if I'm willing to risk that. Like, I'm so happy that it worked out for you, but I'm just like, I don't know. Obviously, I could paint the tail, but it just feels like a lot of effort to go through. It's not that much effort. I don't know, I'm just kind of lazy. Like, it wouldn't be that hard to fix her up. I think her smirk is pretty fun. I think it's cool that they're playing with like different facial expressions. The lightning bolt is really, really interesting to me and like kind of quirky and cute. But the tail is taking me out. And unfortunately, I'm not ranking these on like the potential for me to like customize it into a way that I like it. I'm ranking them as they come. So as she comes, I have to put her in good because that tail is what is stopping me from wanting to buy her. Then we have How Alexa, who is another one of their more recent releases. And I will say, if you are thinking you want this doll, maybe skip her ranking, or at least like, yeah, my explanation for her ranking, just because I did talk about her in one of my more recent dolls I don't want videos, and I think I might have accidentally ruined this doll for a couple people, so close your ears. I do apologize. I love the idea of a celestial theme. In general, I think that they're really fun. Suns and stars and moons. Like, there's so much you can do with that, and it can look so, so beautiful. But the particular print that they have picked for her is giving very specifically like 2010s galaxy print on literally everything. And it's not even that I'm trying to say that's always an ugly print or like you're a bad person if you like it. Obviously, you're allowed to like what you want as long as you're not hurting people. And this galaxy print is not hurting people. So you can like it. Just for me, it honestly specifically, I think I said this before too, it specifically reminds me of a pair of galaxy leggings that I had that I wore constantly in like the last couple of years that I was in high school, and I just like, that's not really what I want to think of when I look at a doll. So unfortunately, I cannot purchase her. I think overall I am going to put her in I Feel Nothing because I think I don't have a lot of thoughts other than she reminds me of this, so I feel like it's okay for me to say that I feel nothing with her. Okay, this is the Unia that I have, and I do think this is the superior Unia. She came in like a big bottle and also had like an animal companion with her. So like that was super, super fun, but we are just looking at Unia herself. I just love this. The like pastel kind of primary colors where it's like pink, yellow, and blue. So cute. And it like, it's such an interesting color scheme to me because it is only 3 colors, but it does feel very rainbow even with just those 3 colors. I just think she's absolutely precious. I do know that I said before that I didn't like the changing forehead gems, but I'm eating my own words and being a hypocrite because I think this one's cute. She's got a different color horn than her signature. She has a different like face gem. It's adorable. Her makeup is absolutely fabulous. The skirt texture's like a little bit weird in person. I'll admit that. I do think that like you can look at it and kind of feel like it's going to be a little weird, but it looks so good. Her braids are so cute. She's going in perfect. Another win for the pinks. And then this is the third Unia. And again, I think she's the only character thus far who's gotten like 3 versions. This was like a limited edition one. I don't even know what the situation was with her. I saw this and was pretty unimpressed. She does have a fabric top. Like her dress is removable, which is cool to see. Her makeup is fabulous. Like the shapes and like the under eye makeup and everything, why did I do that? That is stunning. She's so pretty. I love her hair. I just think the dress is really not it. I like the concept of this rainbow kind of overlay here, but I just think that the shape that it has going on is kind of awkward and weird and like doesn't really work for me personally. The like puff sleeves, I want to be into. I love crazy sleeves like so much. That's some of my favorite elements of design that you can use on a fashion doll. It's just really not working for me here, and it makes me sad, but I'm gonna have to knock her down to just okay because I do like the base doll. I just don't like that dress. Okay, next up we have Pippa, and I am gonna keep it real with you. I honestly don't even know what she's supposed to be referencing, like what creature, because most of the Pixlings are like dragon, unicorn, mermaid, fairy, like they're referencing some sort of mythological creature. I do not know what she's referencing. That being said, I do think that this is a pretty solid design. I was considering buying her at one point, and I ended up deciding against it just because, like, she's kind of fire themed, and Fiona, being a phoenix, is also like slightly fire themed. It's less overt on Fiona, but I just felt like they were very similar in my head with like the theming, so I didn't feel like I could justify getting both, and I liked Fiona a little bit better. But I do think this is cute. I like the shape that we've got going on for her molded on top. I think it's cool to see it be something like a little bit more interesting instead of just here's your little strapless top or whatever. Like the kind of flame shape is really fun. The gem with the paint around it looks really, really good. And as always, the face is killer. Like, again, I said this at the beginning. When is the face not killer? The Pixlings' faces are so stinking good. She does come with a pet, but we're not like accounting for that. The hair, very long, very luscious. I do really like the skirt. There's just something about it, like this particular pattern, not pattern, like the little flecks of metallics. That type of fabric is like nostalgic for me in a very positive way, unlike the galaxy print where I'm like, oh, that's not really what I want. This doesn't remind me of anything in particular. It just kind of feels nostalgic to me, and I do like that. I think that the streamers, that's the only thing I can think to call them, on the side are kind of fun. It's not something I would like think to incorporate into a doll outfit, but it is kind of a vibe. I like her. I just don't know if I could pull the plunge to buy her, so she's going to go into good. Next up, we have Flit, who, again, I was like not 100% sure what she's supposed to be referencing. I'm thinking maybe like Firefly? I don't know, because she's kind of like spacey looking, but also like her name's Flit, which makes me think bugs. I'm not 100% sure. She's another one that I considered and just ended up deciding against. I can't really pinpoint a reason. Like the last one was Fiona and then Pippa, and I was like, okay, I like Fiona better. I don't really have a reason that I don't have her. I just, something about it didn't completely sell me. Love the hair. I think the hair is fabulous. The gemstone, honestly, could be giving more. I just feel like there's something else that could have been done. I don't really know. But face is cute. The skirt, I do like the metallic. Like, that's really nice. I like these shoes. They aren't like printed super well in this stock photo, which is kind of funny. But I like that they kind of wrap around and then have a little bug at the top, just because it kind of makes me think of like in a cartoon when you like draw a bumblebee. That was the worst bumblebee I've ever drawn. That's slightly better. And then you'll do like the dashes to show where it like has been flying. It kind of reminds me of that on the shoes, which I like. So yeah, I genuinely can't pinpoint why I didn't want this doll. And unlike Catelyn, it's not like, oh, I don't know why I didn't want this, I want this now. I still don't think that I would buy her. I just can't give you a reason. It's just vibes. That being said, she's still going into good, because like, I don't really have a lot to complain about. Okay, this one is Dearly, who is also a repeat character. This is her galaxy hair version. And I want to like this so bad because I think that the base doll is so pretty. I honestly was like a little skeptical at first with the color of her hair like being changed and everything, even her horns change. The more I look at it though, the more I'm like, this is kind of a vibe. Like, it's kind of an interesting color scheme. The ears, the face, y'all already know. I don't need to like repeat myself all the time. The problem for me is her outfit. I just don't think, like, this is already a change in the color scheme, and I can get behind like the pale green and the pale pink. Like, the pastels are working for me. I think that this super saturated purple and the super saturated pink of the outfit are not cohesive, in my opinion. Like, it just doesn't work with what else is going on. And also, I just don't like the cut of the skirt. I feel like the pattern of the cut or something is like feeling very unfinished and just not quite right to me. The top I could definitely get behind if it was different colors, but overall, she's one that I want to like. I'm not quite there, so she's gonna have to go into just okay. This next one has got me smiling, and I haven't even clicked her yet. This is Flitta, and I adore her. I think this was actually my first Pixling. I think that I bought her first, and then my next one was Dearly, who was actually a gift from one of you guys. So I'm almost certain that this was my first, because I think that I was gifted Dearly after. So yeah, there's like sentimental value there, but also she's just gorgeous. I love the color scheme. Orange and yellow are my two favorite colors. So like, having this sort of color scheme in a doll is already top tier for me. The face, the ears, the little like simplified butterfly gem, the antenna, the hairstyle, like the way that it swoops, it's so good. And the pigtails are so big and so bouncy and so beautiful. And like, they look good in real life too. Like, I can assure you it is not just a stock photo thing, because sometimes that does happen with dolls where like, obviously the stock photo is made to sell. So like, it's going to look really, really nice. You would think, you would hope. Most of the time it does. But she looks so good in person too. I think that her outfit is impeccably designed. The sculpt of the top being like a butterfly wing that's kind of across her chest, and then the skirt with like the layers of butterfly wings. It's so beyond. Everything about her is perfect. So like, surprise, surprise, we're putting her in perfect. And again, it's kind of like a pinkish doll. I'm so confused by the fact that every pixeling I love is like kind of pink. It's not going to stop, actually. We're continuing on that trend because this is Angelica, and like, I'm just going to spoil it. She's going imperfect. This is a contender for one of my favorite pixelings literally ever. I adore her. I talked about this a couple times on the channel, mostly when I was doing her review, because that makes sense. I'm pretty sure I talked about it in her review. I said that so confidently, and then I was immediately like, but did you? But I went through a phase when I was younger when I was obsessed with angels. Like, I just was real deep into it. Less so now, but like, it was a very positive memory. Like, it was a lot of fun being interested in angels, and I was like drawing them everywhere. And it was like a positive memory, a nice time in my life to think about. So angels are not something that I'm as obsessed with now, but it does kind of still give me that warm fuzzy feeling, if that makes sense. And what an angel she is. She is a more like deluxe style pixeling. I don't even know if that's technically the right word, because like, I think the big ones are the Supremes. So I think it's okay if I call this one a deluxe. But I say that because she does have a removable dress. Her top is not molded on here. And she's just genuinely so stunning to me. This is a much softer pink than we've obviously seen with a lot of the pixelings. And it suits her so well with this sort of like coppery bow and like the coppery little sparkles on there. I love her. Like, I look at this doll, I'm getting emotional. I look at her and I do get emotional. I just think she's so pretty. I'm so, so grateful to have her in my collection. Like, she makes me so happy. So, duh, obviously, as I said, she's going in perfect. Okay, we're getting like close to the end here. This is Winter the bunny, who was the first, like, again, I don't know if deluxe is quite the right word, but we're going with it for here. The first deluxe pixeling. So the first one that came out that did not have molded on clothes, that had like a fully removable. And I do think she's cute. I just like, she's just not for me ultimately. Like, the hair is cute. I do think that the face is really interesting. Like, it still is obviously in the pixeling style, but it does kind of have a different vibe to it. Something about the shape of the eyes, and also like the eyelashes being so light, I feel like is what gives it a difference. She's very cute. The dress is fine. I like the high-low of it. I'm not 100% sold on the print or like this belt here. Honestly, the big thing is that like, I don't have anything against bunnies or like bunny themes. I'm not like, I hate rabbits. Like, I don't feel that way. I just don't feel super strongly about them. Like, I feel super strongly about cats. Dogs and rabbits, I'm just kind of like, it's there. It's fine. So I think I'm going to put her in just okay, which I feel like is maybe a crazy ranking. I think that people really, really loved her when she came out. But yeah, I don't feel that way. And then the last regular style pixeling that we have is going to be Bear Linda, who is another one that I know was very popular online. And I do understand why. I know she gave a lot of people Care Bear vibes, which is totally fair. I absolutely see it too. This is just, again, much like the rabbit Winter. I just don't really feel that strongly about bears. Like, not to say that teddy bears and stuff aren't cute, that like Care Bears aren't cute. They are. They just don't make me feel the way that cat themed things do. So she's adorable. She's super pretty. Honestly, I don't have any complaints. I just wouldn't buy her. And so because of that, I'm going to put her into good. But like, I understand why she would be a perfect for a lot of people. Alrighty, and that brings us to the Pixeling Supremes, which like I have feelings about. So we are starting off with Skylar here. I think I'm like trying to debate what order I want to do this. I think I should probably just say this now. I have one of the Pixling Supremes. We will be getting to her in a moment here. And a lot of the reason that I don't like these is just because it was such a horrible unboxing experience. Like, genuinely, it was not fun to unbox the Pixling Supreme. They're also very expensive. I got mine on sale, which was the only reason I even bought her. But like, still realistically wasn't worth what I paid for her. And again, the unboxing is just like such a task and not in a fun way. So like, that's kind of my bias against the Pixling Supremes in general, just so you are aware. Now with Skylar, I do think that she's the worst. Just because like, design wise, she looks cheap to me. And I feel so bad saying that. Like, I feel kind of mean. But you look at this fabric and you know what it feels like. You know that shit is papery and thin and just not good. I feel like this extra layer here is so thin and it's so like close to the other layer that it doesn't even feel like something luxurious. Like, extra layers typically kind of give a poof or like dimension, and that isn't doing that. It just kind of looks awkward and uncomfortable. Her face is still cute because, again, the Pixling faces literally never miss, but it's not a vibe. I'm so sorry. She's going into no. Now, Aria, I do think is really cute. To me, this one, like the color story and everything, she kind of looks like if the Unia that I like, that is definitely hidden, this one, she kind of looks like if this Unia and Flitta had a baby, except the baby is like bigger than that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of feels like a mashup there because we have like the butterfly wings and kind of the butterfly motif going on up top here, but the color scheme of the Unia. I do think this is a pretty doll. And if it weren't for the fact that I would have to do the unboxing again, and also, again, that these are so expensive for what you get, I would probably want to have her. But I'm not subjecting myself or my wallet to that ever again. So like, unless the Pixling Supremes continue on with vastly different packaging, I'm not doing it. I'm not buying another one regardless of how cute they are. But I'm supposed to be just looking at the design. So if we just go design-wise, I'm going to put her in good. Okay, then we have Luna, who kind of sort of is the one that I have, but this doll does have a variant version. I think it's like 1 in every 6 that they made has like the variant version, and I did end up getting the variant, which is ironic because I like the regular so much more. I just think that this one has a more cohesive design. But it's interesting to me to look at her compared to Skylar, because even all tiny and pixelated, like looking at the layers and the fabric on her and everything, like she looks so much cheaper than Luna. And like, having the variant version of this doll, I can tell you that like she still is kind of cheap feeling for how expensive she is, because so much of the budget and so much of the cost is due to the unboxing process, because it's like a whole thing with like batteries and it talks to you. It's like an event. But this one, like the way that the layers are used just works so much better for me. I just think that it actually gives a sense of dimension, and because there's like the super short skirt and then there's like the big layers, like it looks more voluminous and more interesting just on the eye. I think she's a very, very pretty doll. Like, her face and everything, absolutely gorgeous. Taking out of account like my personal experience, I'm gonna put her in perfect, because if we're going just off of design, she's gorgeous. And then we come to the variant, which is the one that I have. And like, this is the one time with the Pixlings that the pink is not winning out, because I just think that the darker colors of the regular Luna look better. I don't know. I think a lot of it too is that this layer here, I liked when it also had the sort of butterfly print on like the bottom layer. But obviously on this special one, we don't have that. We have kind of an iridescent thing. And like, you would think that I would love it, because I normally really, really like shiny things. I will say that she's prettier in person than she is in the stock photo, the variant version. Like, I still like the original Luna more, like the non-variant typical one. I still think she's better. But I do think the stock photo kind of does a disservice to this doll. I don't think that she looks as good than she does in person. So with all of that being said, not my favorite Luna, but she still gets to go into good, because like, I'm still happy that I have her, and while it was a horrible unboxing process, I still am keeping the doll. Like, I still think she's cute. I'm still glad that she's in my collection, so like, I think that's a fair place to put her at. But that is going to be it for the Pixling ranking. As I thought, it's quite positive. There are very, very few rankings on my channel that go this positively. I think probably the last one that was this good was like maybe a G3 Monster High ranking. That feels like something I would have had a lot of positive things to say about. But normally it's kind of the inverse. Normally we do not get this good of opinions. There's not even a single doll in Burn It. There's not a single Pixling doll that I hate that badly that I would have to put it down there. And I think that says a lot. So yeah, this is a good one. But yeah, guys, that is going to be it for today. I feel kind of funny because I'm so used to my rankings being like really critique heavy. And obviously I had a lot of critiques still. Like, that's just who I am as a person. That's like part of the fun for me, is getting to critique designs. I like doing that. But it is really cool to like have a ranking where I'm spending so much time gushing over dolls too and just being really excited. So this was definitely very fun for me. Hopefully it was fun for you guys as well. Definitely let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on the dolls that we discussed today. Who is your favorite Pixling? Your least favorite? Do you agree? Disagree? All of that typical stuff. Y'all know I love hearing your opinions. And yeah, hopefully we get to do this again soon. Like I said in the intro, like I really, really hope that the Pixlings just keep producing dolls for quite some time, because I'm completely enamored with the brand. I just think that they're so cute. So hopefully I will be able to do a part 2 to this ranking in the near future, but that's going to round it out for today. So once again, I hope you did enjoy. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or your night, whatever it might be, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.